What is the use in having these amazing machines at our disposal if we can't use them to decorate onesies for somebody's very special baby shower? So obviously you know that's what we're going to do in today's video. My name is Kelly, and let's get clacking. As always, we're going to start off in Cricut Design Space, and I'm going to navigate to the canvas, and then I'm going to click on images on the left hand side to find something to use on the baby grow. Now I'm going to search for baby and see what comes up. There have been a few cute ones that I've seen that I want to use. I really like this one, and obviously because it's Cricut Access there are so many more that we can choose from. We don't know the name of this baby yet, unfortunately, otherwise a nice, name, letter, monogram, something like that could have been very nice. But I'm quite happy with my one design that I've chosen, so I'm going to click Add to Canvas. Now the most important part about getting your baby grow right is getting the sizing correct. If we look at Cricut Design Space when we have the design selected, we can see at the top it says 8.742 centimeters, and on the side it says 7.6 centimeters. Now we need to make sure that no matter what size baby grow we've bought, that it will actually look nice on the baby grows, so that the design isn't too big and you can't see it on the edges, and that it's not too small and it kind of looks a little lost in the middle. So what I tend to work with is around 60% of the length of the item. As an example, if an item is 10 centimeters from side to side, then 60 centimeters will give you about a 2 centimeter gap on either side, and that'll generally look okay. So in this case, the width of our baby grow is 19 centimeters. So if we take 19 and we times it by 0.6 to get 60%, that comes out to 11.4 centimeters. So I'm going to take this and I'm going to scale it up to 11.4 or thereabouts. It's not an exact science. And that is the size that we're going to get for our baby grow. Now we're going to be using iron-on vinyl or heat transfer vinyl, and in order to do that we need to make sure that the design is mirrored. Now you can do this in one of two ways. Number one, you can do a horizontal flip on the Design Space canvas itself. Number two, you can use the mirror function in the Make It panel. Now I don't know about you, but I don't even know the number of times I've gone to the Make It panel, cut something and been like, oh, I forgot to mirror it after I'd cut it. I'm sure we've all been there. So I like to take the route of doing a horizontal flip on the canvas before sending it to cut. We're going to then go up to the top, kind of in the middle of the screen, and it says flip. So I'm going to click on flip and I'm going to click flip horizontal. And the reason for this is because we place the media down onto the mat in reverse and we cut into the back of the media. So in order for the design to look the correct orientation once we've pressed it, it needs to be mirrored. Now I'm going to be using the Glitter Smart Iron-On Vinyl, and because it's smart vinyl I don't need to use a mat. So I'm going to click without mat because I will be using my Cricut Maker 3, and I'm going to click continue. So from here we click continue because we need to now select the actual media that we're going to be cutting. And I'm going to navigate to the popular tab as it'll be something under the popular settings. So here we have the Smart Iron-On Glitter. That is exactly the vinyl that I'm going to be using, as when I look at the vinyl itself, if you look over here, it says glitter. So it'll tell you what vinyl it is if you're not sure. So I've clicked on that one, and now I just need to load everything in the machine and send it to cut. Now we only obviously need this little section. I'm going to use my craft knife and just gently cut that out. Perfect. Now our favorite weeding tool, and we just gently pull it back. Okay, we need to make sure that that doesn't happen. So what happened now was the R ended up pulling up with it. So when that happens, what I like to do is to take my weeding tool, press it down on the inside of the letter, and then gently lift up the backing. If you do find that happens regularly with a particular type of vinyl, make sure that you go into Design Space and change your cut settings, because maybe what we need to do here is just have it a few points higher. If you're looking for a video on how to change your cut settings, I will leave a link up at the top for you. Also, why I like to go slowly when I'm weeding, because you never know what's going to happen. There we go. Now we weed all the inside bits. So what I like to do now is to prepare for when we're actually going to be putting it onto the onesie. So I'm going to fold it in half. Now you fold it on the non-sticky side, right? So the glossy side. And we fold it in the middle to get the middle line. And then you press at the top and you press at the bottom. So now we have a top and a bottom line. If you wanted to go one step further and fold it in the middle, you totally can do the same thing there as well. So you fold it there, then in the middle, and you can have a perfect middle line to your project. Now you know exactly where the middle is, and everything can be aligned beautifully. Our next step is to get our pressing device out. Now I'm going to be using a mini press, which will be available in South Africa so very soon. I'm so excited for you all to be able to get one. It is so fun. So what I have in front of me is a silicone mat. Now this is great to protect your work surface. And of course what we will be using at some point in the future is the Cricut mat. So the Cricut mat is similar to this, it just looks a little nicer, and we can use that to protect our work surface. With the mini press, what we're going to do is we're going to turn it on so that it can warm up. So I'm going to press this button twice to get it to the medium temperature. And it warms up very quickly. This was a little pre-warmed, so yours might take a few moments longer than that. So now we have to take out the baby grow. Now this is the baby grow that I'm going to be using. It was 24 Rand and I got it at Pep. And what we're going to be doing is we need to pre-press this part of the baby grow to make sure that there's no moisture. So we're just going to give it a little quick press just to release any excess moisture, because that will inhibit the vinyl from actually sticking to it. Now the next step that I like to do is to fold it in half so that we find the middle seam. So press it again here so that you can see it on the other side. So now we have a middle parting. What you can then do as well, if you want to make sure that you orient the design correctly, is you can actually fold it in that way. So kind of figure out where you want your design to go, or you could even just leave it like that, that's also fine. So I can clearly see the middle line here, so I can line that up there and line that up there, and then we know that it's level and even. Ooh. That almost got stuck at the bottom. That would have been disaster. So just make sure that you check your edges, people, please. Now what I have here is a piece of Teflon sheeting, and what this does is it actually protects the garment. And I'm going to put this on the end here so I can still see what is going on underneath, which is really nice. That's why I like this one over the orangey color one. I'm sure you know which one I'm talking about. And it protects the rest of the garment from the heat. So we take the mini press. So I'm just going to press on each area for a few seconds or so, gently moving the press each time and applying some pressure so that we get a good press. And there we go, a beautiful, beautiful little onesie. Now, of course, the way that we normally tell whether everything has been, set correctly or not is if you can see the grain of fabric through the glitter, which you obviously can't see that here. That's why we need to make sure that the press is 100% perfect. If you want to watch some more Cricut tutorials, there is a playlist up here that'll suit your needs. Subscribe to my channel for more Cricut videos in the future, and remember, be kind to someone today. See you soon!